Testing mic 2. Testing. Testing. Music test. Music and vocal. Music and vocal. Music and vocal. Music reduced. Music reduced. All right, guys. So, as you guys can see on the screen today, we are going to go through a few lessons. Some of you guys might, be wondering how to set up your stuff, and that is what we're going to go over today. Um, I do have I do have um, a few things ready for us to work with. So you guys just gotta bear with me. I'm just trying to make sure you guys can hear me because it's gonna be a little bit of a lengthy video. By the way, my name is Stein Kebiawusu. Here in Live for Christ Multimedia Studios. You guys will see me shortly. I just have to get this thing rolling, and you guys will see me shortly. As you guys can see on the screen, we will be talking about radio, TV broadcasting, which is basically live streaming. However, you guys may know it as. Um, yeah, so you guys just be ready for a good one. We have a great deal of lessons to cover. Um, so it should be an interesting one. Now, you guys see that I'm taking a little bit longer, obviously because I'm streaming right now, and so there's a lot of workload on the computer, and so I'm not able to be flexible with what I'm doing right now. So I'm having a difficult time trying to do everything the way I want. But I'm gonna push for it so that you guys can get something out of this video or this lesson. Um, so basically, I'm really, instead of me setting up shots so I can make it faster, I'm literally doing everything from scratch. For many of you guys that may be wondering. So let's get straight to the point. Um, for those of you guys that have tuned in right now, let me bring myself up on camera. For those of you guys that want to learn TV broadcasting, radio broadcasting, this is going to benefit you. Here, uh, Hello, guys. Once again, your brother Stein KB Owusu of God for KB Industries and the Live for Christ movement coming your way with this tutorial video lesson, however you guys see it as. Just helping those of you guys that like to broadcast, whether it's radio, TV, live streaming, whatever the case may be. Just coming your way, giving you a few tips and tricks because not everybody understand how to use the programs that I'm using. By the way, you guys are gonna hear an audio of me listening to the output. I have to do that so that I know what you guys are hearing and so I can be able to, understand. Because we're literally doing a live configuration. If I was doing a show, I don't have to worry about that, but we're literally doing a live configuration. So you guys just got to bear with me. All right. So you guys saw first, you guys see on the screen right now, we are going to talk about radio, TV broadcasting, telestream, Wirecast setup. You know how to set up for your stream, whether it's Facebook Live, YouTube, um, um, if you want to do multi destination, basically set it to multi output, whatever you want to do, audio visual configuration. Basically, talk a little bit about the camera you use, the audio. If you are using the Loopback system for Mac users, that is that's something we're going to discuss. Whatever you use to stream, whether it's Sam Broadcaster, Mixlr, wherever, they have all kinds of stuff, Soundcast, all kinds of stuff. I use Mixlr, and so I'll be talking more about Mixlr. Player softwares, I use Mix and Virtual DJ, but you could be using anything, basically anything you use to play your music. So we'll cover that well in detail. And we'll also cover something little in Logic to get us going. So let's get started. Okay, let's get started. Let me bring myself up on screen. Here's me right here. I hope you guys can see me. Stein, KB Owusu. Um, bring up the main screen right here. So you guys see the main screen, and this is Wirecast right here. Now, I don't know if I go to the output, if it's gonna hurt or anything. But basically, from what you guys are seeing, from when you about to set up a stream, you come once you open Wirecast, the first thing you want to do is you want to go to your output. You know what I mean? This is after you set up your shots, or you make sure you can do that prior. It doesn't matter, but it depends on what you're doing. For instance, if you're gonna have a camera, for your stream, the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you connect your cameras, especially if you're using like um, um, what is it? Ultra Studio. If you're using Ultra Studio, you want to make sure the Ultra Studio is connected so that Wirecast can pick it up. If Wirecast can't pick it up, it's not going to work too bad. So make sure you have your Ultra Studio connected before you open Wirecast so that way it can pick it up quicker. So here's a few tips and tricks. I don't know, like I said, I don't know if it's gonna act up when I go to the output. Usually it will give you an error message, but I just wanna do it so you guys understand what we're talking about. So when you open the output settings, obviously I can't change it. I can't change it. Okay, it's like there you go, warn me, but I can't change anything. But basically, when you open it, usually, I hope you guys can see everything I'm doing. It will give you a screen that looks like this right here, and you would add whatever you're gonna add. Whether you're gonna add a Facebook Live or you're gonna add a YouTube. Okay, I'm not gonna click on it because it's gonna act up. So basically, you pick whatever you want to use. Obviously, Facebook want the original content. I already researched on this. I followed up on this, and they let me know they won't let you do simultaneous streaming, which is basically streaming to Facebook and YouTube at the same time, or Facebook and your website at the same time, because Facebook want the original content. By what Wirecast is built to do that, but Facebook want the original content of the, of the users. So obviously, that is not a good news for those of you guys that are interested in that. I'm highly interested in that, being able to stream to a website and stream to Facebook because Facebook is effective, it's more social, and it'll be more creative. That's the only thing I can imagine myself doing simultaneous streaming with, streaming to Facebook and streaming to my website, YouTube, just like you guys are watching right now. All right, so let's get straight to the point. Obviously, you click on whatever you need, and then you do the configuration. Obviously, I'm not going to click on anything because something is going to happen. Something bad is going to happen. All right, so you're doing YouTube. The first thing you want to do is in this section that you guys see me showing the mouse, it's gonna say something like configuration. So you click on configuration, and if you're already logged in to your if you're already logged into your Safari on for the internet, and you're already signed into your YouTube, it's naturally gonna pick it up. Let's just say it doesn't pick it up. All right, it doesn't matter. Just click on configuration and just sign it. It's gonna go to YouTube, sign into your YouTube, and then it's gonna pick up whatever event you have set up. For instance, for me, I have a default thing going. You know how they have the beta version where you don't have to keep setting up events. So basically, I use the beta version, and then I just name my event. So right after the stream is done and they they render it and everything, then I go there and I edit it, make the changes and whatever I have to do. So that's the first thing you want to do. Now, I'm using a Sony. Man, I can't even see this. I have to get up to see it, but I'm using like a Sony camcorder, one of the professional versions. Now, with this Sony camcorder, it uses like a 1080i for the resolution. But however, we talking about streaming. You don't want to always output whatever your camera is just because you have a high definition camera. So output that. No, is you're gonna have a lot of problems. So what you want to do is you want to reduce it by a little bit. I actually did that for the for a first stream I did to test, and obviously I don't know if any of you guys were watching, but you guys saw what happened. I just did it as a test. So for instance, you guys are looking at the screen right now. You guys can see I have a 1080p. I could be using any of that right now. If I change anything, something's gonna happen. So let me get out of there. So you want to make sure you are in the 720p ranges. If you are using any camera that is like a 1080i, 1080p's, you want to probably lower it to 720s. If you are using 720s, you want to come somewhere in the 480s, 320s, maybe possibly 240s. All right, because those are, you always want to give room for whatever you have, because it's going to be a lot of work. Right now, my computer is, it's doing a lot of work. So anyways, basically, that's all you do. Okay, your destination is set to YouTube, Facebook Live, wherever you're doing, and you come here and you do that. With Facebook Live, obviously you're gonna have more things in here where it's gonna talk about the name, description, and it's gonna have stuff like location and all that, because it's more social. So obviously you put in all that information, and same thing, you're gonna configure it to your Facebook account, and you're gonna just log in. That's all, and that's all you do. And you just click OK. Obviously, I'm not gonna click OK. I'm gonna click cancel because I don't need to do anything here. So, like I said, you guys see my computer right here. The system is using a lot of power right now, and so right now it's hitting the res and everything. So we just thank God it's not overboard right now. So, anyways, you guys can see what's going on. Let me check on you guys real quick before I continue on with the video to make sure we are all doing good. I want to make sure we all doing good so that we don't waste our time. Okay, good. I can see we are all doing pretty well. All right, that's good. All right, so we move on with the video. So obviously you guys see how the output works. Now, there's another thing you guys have to understand about Wirecast. You guys see how I'm going with preferences? In preferences, this is very important. When you guys come to performance, this right here, okay, video display rate, okay, it's not naturally set to 25. I believe it was naturally set to 30. You're going to have to find your sweet spot, okay? You're going to have to find your sweet spot. You got to find where you if you put it to a 60, does it freeze up? What is going on? You're going to have to find your sweet spot. I struggled with this a lot, and I figured 20 is best for me, and I reduced this by a little bit. It was somewhere in the middle. I reduced the, the icon FPS by a little bit. Now, with this being on or not on, I have no idea. But anyways, I just leave it on. But what you want to do is come to video display rate. Make sure you set it to your sweet spot. So mess with all of this and see which one helps your stream not to freeze. So first off, how we went to the output, make sure your output, display resolution, whoever is being set to, make sure it's set to wherever based on your camera, 720, whatever. All right, that is very important over there, and this is also very important. If you don't take of this care of this performance right here, you are in a lot of danger. You can leave it to default factory; it's gonna be fine, but you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. So for my systems, I have like 3 Macs. You guys can see there's one here, and there's one by my side. I don't know if you guys can see. There's on the floor. So anyways, you guys want to make sure you come here, mess with it. Right now I have mine set to 25 FPS. It doesn't mean that's what you need to do. You need to, that's why it's called configuration for a reason. All right, anybody who you are into sound and engineering, you got to understand, you always configuring, you're always trying to figure new things out. You're always running into problems. There's never a fixed spot. You just got to find your sweet spot and just work with it. All right, so you guys understand how this goes. All right, obviously you need to have a license, so obviously this is where you come and do your license. It's not very important for the stream. This is very important. Performance is very important. All right, so this is how you set up your stream. So we've covered setting up your stream part. So let's get back to the system. Let's make sure we're staying on course. So basically we've talked about Telestream Wirecast setup, which is the first thing we've talked about, and I introduced by letting you know that we are going to talk about radio and TV broadcasting, meaning how you can use Wirecast to do your radio broadcast and your TV broadcast. And that's basically what I'm going to cover today, with hopes that the Lord will grace us for us to really do this video live, because usually people will record it. For instance, if you guys can see my screen, people will basically go to an app like which this is very cool for some of you guys to learn, because I don't think everyone knows this. They go to QuickTime, and once QuickTime comes up, they will do right here, they'll go to File. Okay, come up now. Right now, it's a lot of work on it. All right, but basically, they can click done here. It doesn't matter. They'll go to File, and they can do screen recording, or they can do movie recording or audio recording. So this is how they're able to record your screen, and then they just use their mic. So obviously, you do your screen, you can do the mic as well, and obviously, they just record. All right, I don't need to do that, obviously. I just want to show you that trick. So you do QuickTime, you go to screen recording, you put on whatever your mic is, whether it's your input system, input, whatever, it's your microphone, whatever it is. All right, just put it there and make sure you do it. So if I was doing this without being live, it will be perfect. You know, you wouldn't even see any freezes. It will be edited nice. I just want to come live, so you actually get a personal you get a personal experience of what, how everything works, because I don't want to just, throw a few things at you where you feel so confused and you don't even know what to do. So my goal here is to help you understand this better. So I hope you guys are on board right now. I hope I'm not losing you guys. I know many of you guys will watch this later because it's very beneficial, because I've gone through a lot with this. All right, so basically you guys understand how this all configuration. Okay, so here's the most important thing: audiovisual configuration. Let's come back here. All right, the most important thing for you to understand about audiovisual configuration is this. All right, let me bring myself back in Wirecast. Okay, so I'm in Wirecast right now. You guys see me fine. All right, so I'm in Wirecast. How the heck am I gonna bring my videos in? Am I gonna bring my audios in? Stein, can we talk about that? All right, fine. So you guys can see right here, you set up a shot, okay? And your capture device, you set it to whatever. Like I said, I'm using the Ultra Studio. So what I'll do is I'll click on the Ultra Studio, and Ultra Studio will bring my camera up, okay? And once it brings my camera up, what I will do now is I can do it from here and change the audio and change it to whatever I'm doing, which I'm going to talk about Loopback later, right? Remember, it's one of the things we're going to cover. Or I'll do to my built-in input. If I want to talk from, just from the computer, the computer has a built-in microphone, so you just talk and it'll pick it up. All right. So if I want to do that, I just use built-in audio, and I'll be able to talk from the computer without using a microphone. But if I'm using something like my ProSonus mixer that you guys see right here, or my Allen and Heath on the other side, whatever it is, I just connect to that and I do it. So right now I have my Scarlett and I have my ProSonus mixer connected. Those are the ones you see right here, and obviously the Loopback, because I've looped all the sounds. We're going to talk about how to loop back a sound. All right, so basically that's how you do it. So once I bring in my shot, I come here and I change the audio, or you click on the shot, okay? How you might be wondering, how did this open up? Fine, you can close it. Guess what? Double click and it'll do the same thing. All right, there's multiple ways of doing it. Double click and it'll open up. So you come right here, you add the audio device, and what do? You come here and you do loopback. Now, why am I doing loopback? Right now I have all the sound inputted into the loopback, and the loopback is outputting as one machine. I hope that makes sense, which I'll talk about when I go into the loopback. So that's why I'm using loopback and I'm not using the prisoners, because the mixer is right now on the prisoners. Obviously, you guys can see the bar raising. That's where I'm talking from the channel 2. I hope you guys can see that. So from where I'm talking from, that is the prisoners. I can do a straight up prisoners. I can come here. I can delete this. I can come right there, and I can go to my capture devices, and I can pick a personas because it is connected. All right, but obviously I want the whole thing. So that's why I use that. So anyways, I hope you guys understand how you set up the shot and you set up the audio in Wirecast. It's very straightforward. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to talk about is how to set up your loopback device. Okay, obviously, some of you guys don't even understand what a loopback device is. Right now, what we're covering is audio-visual configuration, and now we are moving to loopback audio setup. Okay, so I hope you guys understand where we are now. Loopback audio setup. So let's get there. All right, so let's bring the screen back up. So this is where we at right now at this point. Here's our loopback system. Okay, obviously, when you come in, you're going to see the screen right here. You can go ahead and read a few things or create a new virtual device, whatever you're going to do. Fine, I don't need to create a new virtual device. So let me do this before my computer starts acting up. All right, so you come right here, and obviously you guys can see everything I said I'm going to talk to you about is already put in here. So for instance, if I wanted to add a program, I'll come here. I'll be like, select an application. And if I want, okay, I need to explain this better to you guys. Okay, so this is how it works. Let me create a new thing. It might be acting. You see, it's very new. Don't worry about what is going on in the first one. Don't worry about this section right here. Just worry about right here. It's empty. Nothing is in it. All right, probably we don't see anything. When you come in, this thing is going to be right here like that. Built-in output like this. It's not going to be on the other one. All right, you see my system CPU is going up because I'm doing a lot. So you guys have to bear with me in case I cut it early. I'm doing my best to make sure you guys can get all this. All right, so basically, when you come in here, the first thing you want to do is take off mute audio sources, because guess what? From the apps, it will mute whatever is inputted here. Because you don't want to input it, you don't want to mute what is inputted, you want to probably take that off. But let's just say you don't start from there. All right, the most important thing is if you're going to, let's say you are doing a Wirecast stream and maybe you want to teach something from Logic, maybe to do a beat and go live with it instead of doing a video and editing. Obviously, you come to Logic Pro X and just click on it. That's all you do. If you wanted to do you wanted to live stream a Skype session with you and a pastor from Europe or a guest speaker from Europe, you come to Skype and you set up that shot, okay? Which that is another thing I'll talk about. I'm sure you can see a few things on Facebook, on YouTube that'll help you understand that. You know, if you need me to do that, if you need me to cover anything, please comment on the video later. Let me know what help you need and I'll help you. Okay, because this is what I've been doing for some time now and I'm getting pretty good at it. Okay. So you have, these are my apps. These are not your apps. Whatever you want to do, you just click on it and you input it there. So let's just say right now I wanted to input Ridiculous. All right, I come here, I input Ridiculous. Guess what I'll do? From here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unclick the mute so that I can hear Ridiculous on the output. Because guess what? Right now it's being inputted, and so when it's inputted and I mute it, now I can't hear it. So what I have to do is unmute it. Now I'd have to come here and put monitor through and set it to whatever device that my microphone is connected to or I want to be my sound card, okay? Remember, in your system preferences, first off, let's talk about that. In your system preferences, remember, it's set to built-in or system, whatever it says, all right? Built-in microphone and an internal microphone, internal speakers. That's what it's set to. So now it's not going to be set to whatever you want to use. If you're using your personas, it's going to be, say, personas for your output. But guess what? In the input, you want to make sure you are putting the loopback device. Sometimes it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you can just put personas once again, and it'll be fine. But I'd advise you use your loopback audio input because it'll help you, get more out of it. I've done a lot of configurations, and sometimes it plays without, everything works without you. It doesn't really matter. But set your input, your system input to the loopback device that you want to use, and then set your output to your regular mixer, whatever you use to play your music, or you use as your sound card. So that's the most important thing. So from here, whatever that is, you're gonna click it for your sound, whatever you use as your sound card. And here, when you click monitor audio through that, here's what's gonna happen. Okay, basically, right now, like I'm talking to you guys, I can hear myself very clearly. But the moment I click this thing right here, the moment I click monitor audio through that mixer, what is going to happen is I'm going to hear another voice. So if I say yes, I'm going to hear yes, yes. You're going to hear that. You're going to hear those little feedback. Yes, yes. Go. You're going to hear an extra word. So you want to make sure you basically going to be doubled, okay? So you don't want to do that. I mean, if you find with it, go for it. But I'll tell you what you would need to do if you do that. In case you click on it, okay, what you would have to do is, let's just say you guys get this, you guys understand how to set this up. I hope you guys got it. Leave this on automatic, the channel map, and leave it on automatic. Sometimes you can do it manually and literally set it, individually. So if you click on it, it will give you more things, and you basically set it individually. I don't want to worry about that right now. So just keep it on automatic. And make sure mute is clicked off, and then also monitor through is clicked off. You can click on it, come on mine. You see, I have it clicked off. But if you click on it, you can also be able to hear that extra word like I'm talking about. So right now, I'm going to delete that device. I don't need it, okay? So I hope you guys understand how the loopback system works, okay? So right here, in case you did turn monitor through that mixer on, now what you would have to do is right here, make sure that is off. You guys see that? If I click on it, I'm going to hear whatever I'm telling you guys right now. So right now, if I click on it in my microphone, I'm going to be hearing extra words. And guess what? This is being outputted. So this can bring feedbacks and things like that. So I rather not want that. Now, one thing I realized is in the past, I used to have to do the loopback device and at the same time have to also do the personas, because for whatever reason, whatever song I'll be playing will be playing, but the mixer will not be, the microphone will not be working. So I would have to put a loopback device and a personas device. I'm thinking Wirecast must have fixed this, because right now when I do a loopback, I can still hear the microphone, so that's good. So Wirecast must have done some tweaks and fixed it. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It works fine. You guys can see I'm using just the audio loopback with everything that was looped in there. So I guess I didn't go over everything for you guys. So you guys see I'm going to talk about Logic. I'm going to talk about MixLR Mix app, and so another important thing, whatever you have being outputted, you want to make sure you are inputting it as well. So whether it's your personas, whether it's your Scarlett, whether it's whatever you use, make sure you input it as well in your audio devices, okay? And then output it back out, because you are looping the sound out, and you want to make sure that all those sounds that are in the program. Another thing, whatever program that you're going to be using, MixLR, Mix, whatever, never set it to this loopback audio right here, because you're going to have a long night and long day, because you're going to have a lot of feedback. So make sure you have everything outputting to Personas, Fire Studio, whatever you are using, and then wherever you're going to stream from, use the loopback audio, which will take all of them. But however, assign all of them to the Persona Studio. I hope you guys understand what I'm trying to say. If you don't understand, please hit me up later so I can explain it better to you in Spanish. Obviously, you guys can't get my English. All right, so let's move on. I hope you guys are enjoying this session. I'm gonna go through everything by God's grace, as God continue to give me strength. All right, so that is what you do. Make sure you close it once you're done. It doesn't really matter, but that's what I'm gonna do. All right, let's go back to the screen. Let's see what is next. We've talked about loopback audio. Now we are talking about stream sources. So guess what? Now we have covered the. Let's talk about radio. Okay, so here's how this radio works. Okay, how can you right now, so basically I'm talking about radio as in this has nothing to do with Wirecast at this moment. I'll talk about Wirecast too, but this has nothing to do with Wirecast at this moment. Right now we're talking about, okay, you want to start a radio station and you don't know what to do. So now that's what we're talking about here. So bear with me. Um so f- in order to have an audio, first off, you need, something like they have they have all kinds of whatever caster, whatever. It doesn't matter. Soundcast, whatever. They have all kinds of casts out there. Go to research and find it. I don't like any of that, by the way. The only two that I like that I want to talk about is Mixlr and Sound Broadcaster. Now, Sound Broadcaster is perfect. All right. My only issue is I like Mixlr over Sound Broadcaster only for two reasons. One, Mixlr is more social media friendly, meaning you can literally be in Mixlr and you can send something to Facebook, share it on Facebook, and things of that nature. Whereas Sound Broadcaster is more built in. Not to say Mixlr is not professional. It's pretty professional. Just very simple interface. Okay, which I'll show you guys. Sound Broadcaster has a more complex interface, and you don't have that much flexibility as far as social media, being able to share the social media and things like that. With Mixlr, you can see how many people that are listening. I don't know if you like that. Some people don't like that. I kind of not like that, but at some point I was like, oh, heck with it. All right. So anyways, we have Mixlr. You can see the amount of people that are listening. You can have some stats, which Sam Broadcast will give you stats as well, on who's listening, where they're listening from, and things of that nature if you are using one of the pro versions. Now, with Mixlr, it starts with a free version. Now, with a free version, what happens is you can stream for an hour, and right after an hour it will cut off, and then you can go right back the next minute. It doesn't matter. Like once it cuts, you can go right back. So it doesn't matter. It's just that you cannot go over an hour. That's all. So if you want a free version, well, that's what's gonna happen. If you want a radio station that you run 1 hour talk shows, you fine. You can use the free version and be fine. But having the pro version, I discovered, will give you a little bit more flexibility, stats, things of that nature, and also just have the flexibility to stream 24/7 whenever you want to, which we've been doing now. But for the purpose of this video, I've turned the radio off right now because we are gonna actually go live on the radio as I'm talking to you. Like I said, I'm putting a lot of heavy work on this tutorial. So you guys bear with me. So anyways, let's get straight to the point. Let me bring up the main screen. Hope you guys can see. All right, so let's get to MixLR. Let's get to MixLR. So we're talking about the stream. All right, let's do this. Let's do this together. I think it will make more sense. All right, we're going to talk about, you guys see it says streaming source and it says player software. So we're going to talk about MixLR. We're going to talk about Sound Broadcaster. We're going to talk about Mix. We're going to talk about Virtual DJ. Okay. Then after that, we're going to the music programming for the last one. All right. So we're almost done. Bear with me. All right. So here we go. So in order for this whole radio thing to work, first off, you need something that will be able to stream your music. Because right now, let's just say you don't even have a player software, you don't have a player app. Well, guess what? You need some songs to play. So obviously you can just play songs on your laptop, and let's just say you want to send it live. Well, where can you send it live? That's what we're talking about. So that's where Sound Broadcaster and Mixlr comes in. Like I said, I'm gonna go over Mixlr because that's what I use. So let's come to Mixlr. All right, so we're in Mixlr. I hope you guys can see the screen. All right, so you come in, it shows you this right here. All right, and you like, all right, what can I do? So guess what? If you have a playlist, right now I have this playlist in here. What I can do is I can clear my playlist by doing this, clear playlist, and it's gone. Okay. Now, if I want to add a song, you guys see it says playlist right here. So what I'll come is I'll add a sound, and I'll go to wherever the music is, and I'll go find it. So for instance, if I want to play something, I'll go to, I don't have any music on this. I have it all on my external hard drive, and I don't feel like going through my external hard drive right now. So just so you understand, you go add your sound from your desktop, music, whatever folder, and you make sure your playlist is up. Okay, that's all you got to do is up here. Okay, so that's all that there is to that. You can put a playlist and you can put repeat. You can put on repeat and it will keep repeating. So for instance, let's do something. All right, let's just say I click this song. I click this song. I'm not gonna play it because it's one of our songs that we're working in the studio. It's not ready yet. So obviously that sound is in there. So now you can click on this, and that song will be playing all day. If you don't click on this, it will play and the radio will be silent. But if you click on this, that song will keep repeating. So if you have a long list of songs, those songs you can shuffle it and the songs will shuffle around and they'll keep playing random times and whatever and it just keep repeating. So if you have 20 songs, those 20 songs will be playing all day, whatever you want, all right? Or if you want have more than that, great. All right, so that's how the playlist part works, okay? So right now I don't need it, so obviously, and this is not even the radio computer, by the way. This is the programming computer. So what I'll do right here is I'll double click my thing and clear it out. Come on now. All right, doesn't really matter. All right, so basically you do that and you do the clear thing that I did. Obviously, my thing is not. Well, I have to add one more song or something like that before I can do that. So let me just add it. Um, yeah. So what I'll do right here. Oh yeah, there you go. So right here, there you go. I'm just clicking at the wrong spot. So right here, I'll right click it and I clear it. That's it. I was just clicking at the wrong place. All right. So that's how it works. All right. You guys can see my membership is a 24/7 membership. All right. If you guys come to help, you'll be able to learn more things about that if you download it right here. In MixLR, when you come to preferences, it's not a big thing. It's just a simple thing, like I said. With Sam Broadcaster, you're gonna get more things with configuration and all that. Now, in MixLR, the most important thing is your audio latency. All right, it's not a big thing, like I said. It's very simple, straightforward. Okay, if you want to, you may need to mess with that. If it's somewhere here, you may need to bring it somewhere on the lower end. You don't want it too low, somewhere around here, this range. Obviously, you guys can see I'm using the MixLR Pro, which is I believe that's their highest or second highest. I don't know. Anyways, I'm using something that I can broadcast 24/7. That's all I need for my purposes. All right, get it for your purposes, what you need. All right. So you guys see what is going on here. They have whatever's on. Obviously, you can turn it off here. Well, you can actually click on it. It's going to be on off. So that's what you do here with what you have. You guys can see whatever license you have. You can go online. I don't want to log in. So let me just forget about that. You guys can see what version they've been doing a lot of updates. So whenever they do an update, obviously you guys will see that however many times they've been updating. All right, so that's what all you have in preferences. So with playlists, you guys get how it works. All right, now for understanding reasons, make sure if you have a playlist in here, you always bring and you're not using a playlist and you want to use like a mixer or whatever, any other means, please turn this down because you never know when you playing and this thing want to play, so just have it off. Once you turn it off, down all the way, it's going to be off, or once you click on this, it will bring it down all the ways. Hold on. Oh, they took those out. Okay, I think they did an update. Anyways, you could do that, or you could just drag it wherever you want. All right. So that is how this works. Now, remember what I told you. You cannot use the loopback device at the same time while you are, whilst you are, how do I say this? You cannot use the loopback device at the same time whilst you want to, okay. I cannot stream in Wirecast with the loopback device and come stream on the radio with the loopback device on the same device. That don't work. You don't want to do that, okay? So in order for us to kind of get an understanding of how the loopback system really works, now we understand that Wirecast is linked to, these devices are linked to Wirecast because right now we are streaming live. So now, let's just say we created a new device, and this would be called something. Let's just say radio. radio audio, whatever. All right. So this says radio audio. So now, what I can do is I can unmute this, like I told you guys. Don't monitor it. And now, guess what? All I got to do is bring Wirecast here. Now, once I do that, now audio 2 or radio audio, whatever it says there. Okay, radio audio, you guys see that? Now it's gonna pick everything that is going through Wirecast. Okay, the reason why I'm doing that is because we do have everything looped back into Wirecast. So what I want to do is I want to just play from there, so we don't have sound over top of sounds and stuff like that. So now when I come here, guess what? I have Loopback. Do I have radio audio? I don't even see it. Okay, so if I don't see it, guess what I have to do? Probably quit it and open it right back up. Okay, because we just created it. But it should be able to pick it up. It should be able to pick it up, radio audio. Okay. Let's give it a few seconds because we stream right now. So obviously, there's a lot of work on this computer. You guys can see right here, 98. That's bad. You don't want that. Don't ever do what I'm doing. I'm just trying to help people out. That's why I'm doing that. Okay? So radio audio, there you go. Maybe it was there and I didn't see it. All right. So make sure if you have it on 1, it's going to play as a mono, one-sided. If you have it on 2, it's going to play right-sided. So just understand that. Put it on 1 and 2. So guess what? Now, once we do that, okay, the other thing also that we need to talk about is your monitoring. If you want to hear yourself, right now I don't have any monitoring going on. I don't ever use monitoring, all right? But if you want to hear yourself, it's the same thing kind of like we were talking about in the loopback audio stuff. How we're talking about how if you monitor through that, you hear yourself and all that. It's kind of like that. Okay, so in the monitoring, I usually turn it off. But if you want to hear yourself, come to whatever device you're using. Okay, same thing. And come to personas and just go 1 and 2. If you're using the Scarlett, come there, go 1 and 2, and it'll do that. All right. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I don't want to hear it, so I'm just gonna leave it off. Okay. Now, the other thing I'm gonna also do with Wirecast, actually. Actually, let me do it a different way because I don't want to mess with Wirecast right now. I don't want to mess with Wirecast because right now we in the reds right now because you guys are going to be able to hear everything. So I don't need to generate sound through Wirecast. So what we need to do is let's do it through the mixer because it's not going to cause a problem with the mixer. So let's just do the mixer. We're going to do the mixer. And let's do one of the radios. So let's just do mix and then mix LR because that's what we said we're talking about. Right? So we doing mix LR, mix and personas. Let's just put those as the inputs and then let's output it to the personas, okay? And now we'll come to radio audio. So now with that said, once I come in here, you guys can see now you guys are getting bars. Remember at first I wasn't getting bars, right? When I had it set to Wirecast. So that's why I'm changing it up. All right. If I set it to anything else, like no input, obviously you won't see anything. But if I set it there, obviously, guess what? To radio audio, guess what? You guys can get something out of it. Okay? And it's fine. It's playing as a mono. Right now we don't have video work, so I can't get everything perfect, okay? So obviously I just want to get something out. So right now, you guys see, if in case if I don't know if anybody's watching but at the moment, if you go on, I'm gonna actually check here live so you guys understand how it works, okay? So if you click on record, it's gonna record your streams if you are a MixLR user. So make sure you click off if you don't want to record it. All right, and here's where your chats come in case people are chatting with you. You see, like, we have chats going on, people chatting with us. So obviously, it will come here and we chat back with them. Okay, our radio name is Live Christ Radio. So if you go on MixLR, search that right now, and you'll be able to listen to what I'm about to listen to the studio. So here we go. So right now, I'm talking, okay? Although I'm streaming this live, obviously it came down, so I have to bring it here. Okay, I'm streaming live. So guess what? The moment I begin to stream, you guys watch this. It's probably gonna go up high because I'm having two streams going on at the same time on the same device. The good part is Loopback is giving us that grace or that opportunity to be able to kind of kind of break the sound. So let's hope it's not going to put too much. If it does, I'm going to stop this the mixer out. Okay, so just so you guys get an understanding of how it works. Okay, so if I click start, I'll be able to start streaming. Okay, so let's get straight into Mix Allow, the Mix app and virtual DJ, so we can talk about more. All right, so in the Mix app, what you want to do is once you open it, you want to come to preferences. If this is what you do. All right, in case you don't know what is going on with the mix, you guys understand how virtual DJ works. All right, let's go to virtual DJ real quick. All right, virtual DJ gives you this, and you just play two tracks. When I have two tracks loaded to make this part shorter than we expect. All right, virtual DJ does this. It doesn't really give you a real microphone input unless you are using maybe the professional version or something like that. Okay, virtual DJ preferences. There you go. All right, so right here, you come here. If you want to add an audio, like something that I'm doing that is more complex, so I'll use the line input. But guess what? I can't do that because I don't have the professional versions. If you're using just a microphone, like USB plugged into the computer, that's fine. All right, you're gonna be fine. Just do that. Right now, I don't need that. So guess what? I'm not gonna do anything over there. Okay. So you don't need to do anything over here. Just close it out. But if you want to add a microphone, that's literally what you have to do. If you're using a mixer, come to line input, set it to wherever your thing is configured to, and go from there. All right. If you're using a USB, come right there, do it, and go from there. That's all there is to it here. Make sure every time you have this thing set to master, okay? You want always to set a master. So that way you have a master output. And guess what? Like I said, everything is going to personas, right? So that's what goes on there. So now, I'm not going to use virtual DJ first because obviously if I use virtual DJ first, you guys won't be able to hear me. So now, let's go to the Mix app, which is what I like to use whenever I do a live broadcast. Although I don't like everything about it because right now one thing I've realized is it keeps shutting down, keeps freezing when you leave it on for a long time. Virtually it just keeps on. All right, so I need to find out what's going on with this app. With the Mix app, but it's very great. It's very great. Here's why I like it. Look at this. It has a microphone. 1, 2, 3, 4. You guys can have 4 people talking at the same time, and even if you have a cordless one of those microphones that one of those receivers that have like multi microphones in it, you can have like 3 people, 4 people talking on one microphone, one person here. You can have more than that. Okay, so that's a good thing. The other thing I like is the auto duck. Guess what? When I click on it, it's auto duck. It's manual. It's duck off. Back to auto duck. You guys know what auto duck is? So guess what? Right now, I don't have my mic set. So what I have to do is let me come here to make preferences. Now, in mix preferences, the most important thing for you to do is make sure your output, first off, all this is very important. You need to find your sweet spot once again, what works with your device and work with it, okay? Probably when you come in, it's going to be set to maybe 11.6 or 40. I don't know what it was set to. I find this part as my sweet spot, and I work with that on this device. On this, my top device right here is a little bit different, but saying something similar. So you need to find your sweet spot, mess with it. So there is no one way to it. But however, you figure 44100 HZ it's probably the best sample rate for you. You don't want to use 48,000 or go above it. But like I said, you can mess with it, find out what works for you. I'm using a MacBook, so obviously we use a Cordio. I think when you're using a PC, it gives you something else as well. I don't have this thing installed on my PC. All right, so there you go. So obviously you do that, and you make sure everything is set to wherever you want it. You can come to your controllers, make sure what using if you're DJ. All right, that's what I'm talking about. Your interface, set it to wherever you want to set to, whatever you want the program to do. You come in here, you do all that stuff. Now, one of the most important thing is the streaming. Like, for instance, live broadcasting, virtual DJ charge you. This program don't charge you. You just come in here, you put in your stuff, put in your whatever you are doing. So now the only reason I have this set up, so right now it's set up as an Icecast. Remember what I was talking to you guys about? They have all this kind of cast stuff. Yeah, that's one of it. Icecast, shoutcast. There you go. There you have it. So you can use those as your actual stream sources and will do. So the only reason I'm using this right here as a stream is because although I'm streaming my regular music to the MixLR, so people can listen on the website and everything. I want people to be able to listen on the phone as well. So that's the purpose of this. So if you guys go to audionow.com, their company that gives you, it's not really shout. This is the website, the one I highlighted, audionow.com. If you go there, you'll be able to set up an account where you put in your radio station. They give you a number, and that number will be playing whatever is going live. So they'll help you set up if you need help. So right now, this is just the host, but this is the website, okay? So there you go, you have it, and then you put in everything, and then there you go, you should be able to go. So yeah, and then coding stuff, you get information based on, what you get from them, and then you put it in here. That's all you do. All right, so that's how you do for it. So this is very important if you are using a phone, or if you want to broadcast this to your main website, which I don't do that. I do this. You see my website right here. This is the main link. This is the direct link to the radio. Okay, all those on the website, but it's the direct link to where they are getting this. All the websites are, all the profiles are getting the streams and everything from. All right, so there you go. You can enable it if you want to go live. I don't need to do that. Okay. However, I do it for the purpose of this session. Once I enable it, guess what's going to happen? It's going to give me a message. Well, once I click OK, it'll give me the message. But first, let's come to sound hardware, okay? Remember, we're talking about microphone. So guess what? I need to come to microphone 1, which is right here, okay? And I need to go to personas, and I'm talking from channel 2, so I'm going to go to channel 2, okay? Now, if you want it to be more like a stereo, then just keep it on 1 and 2. If you want it to be more mono, keep it on 2. So, all right, so you guys see how that works? You guys remember when I was in Wirecast, when I was in this, look, it's showing me 1, right? Look at the difference. Look at the difference now. Look at the difference now. All right, once I do 1 and 2, I click apply, and I click OK. All right, so guess what? Now it's picking up. Now you guys see it says I'm successfully connected to stream server. So now if you go on our radio number, you'll be able to hear everything, which I'll do all that stuff so you guys can really understand that this stuff is really working. It's actually working. All right. So right now you guys see in the thing that I'll be using to stream in MixLR Pro, all right, it's only playing as a mono. Guess what? The moment I click this, my voice begins to change, and guess what happens? All right, it's still showing as a model, but I believe that's because I'm using it in Wirecast. That's why. But basically, once you click on it, it becomes a stereo. It becomes a stereo. So that's basically how you come about that. So if you want to get a stereo sound out of this, you have to click on this. Now, listen to this. All right. Let's say I'm playing a song. Okay. Right now, I'm not talking. There's nothing going up when I'm not talking. Let's play some song and let's see what happens. Nice. Guess what? I'm talking and my voice isn't in. So this is where the program becomes effective. All of that is on. Instead of playing. This is getting a lot of work, seriously. All right, it's getting overworked, but just bear with me. All right. So what's going on is here. Look, I'm playing this song, but you literally, if you want to talk, you have to bring it down and stuff like that. Okay. So this is what AutoDog does. Okay. That's what I'm saying. virtual DJ don't have that. They try to tell you you can do stuff that will give you close to it. No, trust me, you won't get that. The only issue I have with this is this. This right here kind of takes a little bit of the voice presence off. So immediately when I do this, so let's say a song is playing. Let's say the song is playing. Okay. All right. This thing is gonna freeze up a little bit again. So let's just bear with me, guys. All right. It's playing, and I click on the top. As I'm talking, guess what? The music goes down. Hello, guys. This is Russ. I'm here in L4C Radio. We hope you enjoy the show today. Right now, we are doing a Wirecast. Lord the Pro X tutorial. So, guys, remember, I'm talking, right? So, I'm going to go on the radio. Let's hear if you can hear the radio. So, I'm going on the radio on my phone. You're going to see everything that I'm doing. Oh, first of all, remember, we're not on air yet. Sorry about that. So, I'm going to go on air. Okay. Yes, I'm going on air, right? We haven't had any problems yet. Let's check what I have. Now, live now, you guys see that. Live now. You don't listen. And it's very slow because obviously you guys can hear a little bit of the breaks. There's a lot of work going on. Right? I'm going to bring myself up so you guys can see what's going on. So go to the website. See I'm on it. Makes a lot of you can download. Stop it right away. So that is stopped. Remember what I told you. You can. Let me bring this up so you guys can see me because you guys can see anything I'm doing. All right. So basically, I came in the app and I stopped it. Okay. Let me minimize it, get that out of the way. All right, so you guys see that. Now, in virtual DJ is the same thing. You just play your song and the song will go, and you just talk if you have the pro version or something like that, all right? Or if you have the USB, you just talk from that, all right? Which I don't do that. I use, more professional sound, so I'd have to use the professional version of virtual DJ if I'm into that. Right now, I'm only using it to play songs at the moment. But like I said, there's all kinds of stuff out there. Find what fits your need. Guys, remember, when I did that, it was high. But watch, it's probably coming down by now. I'm talking about the Wirecast. Remember, the load where it was in the 90s. Now it's starting to cool down a little bit. All right, it's getting a lot of work, okay? It's getting a lot, right? 77, it's going down. So you guys understand how this works? You don't want to pressure your system. So that's why I have the radio right here and I have the TV right here. So for those of you guys that are wondering, then how can I do this, dude? So guess what? I'm going to show you guys around the studio a little bit so you guys get an idea, okay? So bear with me for this session. I'm going to show you a few things. All right. Let me increase the mic. I hope you guys can hear me because I'm not going to have my mic on. I'm just going to move the camera around so you guys can understand. But I'm going to talk loud so you guys can try and hear, okay? So here we go. So guys, here we go. So I have this device right here at the top. This one I use for the radio. And the one at the bottom I use for the TV. And obviously I have one that is down here. I don't know if you guys can see that I use to check my outputs all the time or whatever I need to do, okay? And I have this Presonus mixer. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see the mixer, but obviously right here, this mixer right here, okay, that's a Presonus mixer. I use that to do the live TV whenever I need to do that because I have multiple channels and I can put multiple people through. All right. Let me come around and show you right here. All right. And I also have this right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's an Allen and Heath mixer. Okay, Allen and Heath mixer. I use that to do that, and I also have the Tascam mixer right under it. So if I need it, I'll use that. But guys, you guys get the whole point. It's two different mixers getting the job done. It's not like it's only one mixer that I'm depending on. All right. I hope you guys were able to hear a lot of this what I was saying. Okay. So you guys get the idea. So right here we have this that is doing the live TV, and we have that is doing the radio, and then whatever else you need, whatever else you need. There's all kinds of things you can do, but you just find what fits your budget and things of that nature. So that will do it for everything that you need to know, guys. We've talked about everything. I can't imagine what we haven't talked about. We are going to move to Logic very shortly, okay? Because Logic works the same way as I explained everything, okay? So now we're going to talk about Logic very shortly. We've talked about virtual DJ. We talked about that. The live TV, okay? Let's talk a little bit about that, okay? So once you set up your shots, all you do in here is, if you set up a shot, let's just say this is my camera. Let's just say I have a camera set. Let's just say I'm using my camera, all right? And my camera is set to this. When I click on this, it goes live. I'm not going to click on it because I don't have it correctly configured, okay? I don't have it correctly configured the way I want it, so it's fine. I'm just going to not send that. So that's all you do. If you want to create a playlist of multiple shots, or videos, maybe you have a group of artists who have songs that you want to promote them, you just come here, create a new playlist, and guess what you do? It's going to give you a whole new playlist. Okay, right here, it gives you right there. Double click it, and it's going to give you a whole new playlist, and you come in here, you go to add media files, and you go on the computer, find wherever you store their songs or their music, and just load it up in here and just do whatever you got to do. Whether you have to scale it, whatever you have to do, you do it. All right? So maybe you might not understand what I'm trying to say. So let me do this. All right? So let me delete this, okay? And let's come to this shot. I hope you guys can see. So with this shot, if I want to scale it, I'll come here and I'll just scale it. If I want to crop it, I'll click on this and I crop it a little bit. So that's what I'm talking about. Because you have music videos that they did whatever they did to it. So obviously, if you want to promote them, you want it to look a little bit neat on your radio. You don't want the black, the black edges showing, whatever. You would have to crop it. So for instance, my video right here, I have it cropped a little bit because it had a little black edge right at the edge right here. So let me just show you guys so you guys understand. All right. So right now it's set to, the Ultra Studio is set to 67. Right. All right. Watch what happens. All right. The moment I do reset position, it's gonna go back to its original position, and watch what happens. Okay. You guys see what happens? All right, maybe it's hard for you guys to see because right now I'm doing the live, so right now it's hard for you guys to see. But let's just say it was like this, obviously, then you guys would see like black edges around it. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All right. So basically, what I did, all right, like this, all right, and you see black edges around it. So what you'd have to do is scale it so that it fits your needs. If you need to zoom in a little bit more, zoom in a little bit more. If you need to go out, zoom in. Whatever you have to do, just do it. All right? So that's what I'm talking about when I say what I'm saying. All right? All right. So let's go back to 67 because that's what I had it set to. All right, so that's all I'm talking about. Now with your audio, you come here, you can turn it down a little bit, bring it up. If I feel like my microphone is too low, I'll come here and I'll just bring up a little bit more, or use whatever output that is set for my mixer and route it in here and just control it. Whatever you have to do, just do your routing, get on your routing game and just get it done. All right. Chroma keying. This is where you can do chroma keying. In case you have a green screen shot, all right, you would come here, click on chroma keying. Watch what happens when I click on chroma keying. All kinds of bad stuff happen. Did I click? Oh, I'm on the sound. I have to come on the shots. Sorry about that, guys. All right. So guess what? All kinds of bad things happen because there's no green, right? You just see all kinds of crazy things. My hands being chopped off, all that kinds of stuff. Head being chopped off. Me in the background, blackness all around. All right, so that's what you guys see. So anyways, you have green screen. That's what you would do. You use the threshold, the back clip, whatever you have to do to tweak it a little bit. If you have to pick a color out of the screen to tweak it, do that. All right. So we're not using green screen because that's not what we're using. All right. All right. This this you barely ever gonna use it, but if you want to change your transitions, definitely, most definitely. All right. Here is where you're gonna be at most of the times. You're gonna be at this place, at this place, at this place. For most shots, you'll be here more. You'll be at the main, obviously more. You'll be at the properties more, and you'll be right here more. So those three are your main biggest places you're gonna be for most shots. Okay, right here, obviously you're not gonna do anything because all it's doing is it's giving you details about your camera. Take this shot for instance. It's not gonna do that. It's gonna give me more than that because I have words that are written in here. So guess what? When I come on that shot, I have to go to that lesson thing, and I come here, and guess what? It's gonna give me those exact words that I have written in the box. So that's how this works. So all these words you guys are seeing, I have it written in the box right there. So you come here, you set it. If you need to change the width, you do all that stuff to it, and then it's gonna show. All right. If you need to scale it, you can scale it to whatever you need to do. You guys saw how I did the scaling, same concept. All right. Obviously, if I don't want you guys to hear me, I'll turn this off, and you guys can't hear me. Like right now, I'm gonna talk. You guys won't be able to hear anything I'm saying. La 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 la. Okay, now you guys can hear me. You guys can hear me now. La 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 la. So all right, you guys. So this is how this stuff works. Okay, you take your time. Make sure you play with it, mess with it. But this is how the basic fundamentals work for this program. I hope I was able to cover a lot of things. Let me do a quick logic thing for you guys, so you guys beat makers can use this because I know a lot of people need this one. All right, that's what I need most. All right, so let's get to logic. Logic is our last one. All right. Logic is our last one. I put that last because that is very easy to talk about. All right. So in logic, let's bring logic up. All right. We go to our preferences for logic audio. All right. We have it set to not loopback, but personas like we did without any other program that we talked about today. All right. Now, the other thing you need to do in logic is you need to come to your general and make sure you have your your buffer size and your recording delays, all that stuff fixed. Because recording delays, this is where you're gonna hear your voice coming in 1 second later and stuff like that. You need to fix all that. You need to make sure you have a setting that is close to this or whatever fits your needs. All right, you're not limited to this, but something close to this will do. All right, now in logic, once you're about to bounce a track, I'm going to cover some things for you because I know somebody will learn something that they'll love. All right, so in logic, one of the things you got to do is when you're bouncing a track, okay, guys, you always want to bounce in PCM mode because that is the highest possible. It's not to the human ears, we want to be in the MP3, it's fine. But we talking about for professional reasons, it's going on a disc, stuff like that. You want to be in the PCM. If you are going to be mastering, I advise you master in Wave, but any of these will work. But the main ones are AIFF and Wave. Those are the two main ones, but you can be in any of these and it will work. All right, based on whatever you need to use it for. But Wave is my first one. All right, my first option. Resolution, leave it on highest, 24. All right. If you need to reserve some space, whatever you need to do, you don't need it to be too high resolution, then lower it by all means. But I wouldn't advise you to do that. Please do your best to get it to the highest. All right. 44, this is fine. Don't get it to 48, 64. So keep it at 44, 100. You're going to be fine. All right. All right. This is fine. Keep it at that. So you guys see my setting. You want to keep it that. Now, dead drain. I don't know if you guys ever seen it programmers out there teaching you guys this stuff. If you are doing your song and you understand what you are doing and you are mixing very good, please do not bounce with dithering. Okay, I did a configuration on, I did an example. I basically bounced a track, dithered, a track not dithered. All right, sometimes it's hard for you to hear the difference, but trust me, you don't want to do it like that. All right, now if you need to listen to quick audios, always bounce with offline. Do your best to just do that. You can bounce real time. It's up to you. All that is you're going to be able, for the bounce, is going to go in real time, and it's literally going to bounce while playing the song, and you hear it all the way through. So if your song is 1 hour, guess what? You're going to stand there an hour to listen. Whereas you put it in offline mode and you click on bounce, all it does is it goes, instead of an hour, it cuts down to maybe 15 to 10 minutes. I mean, an hour is pretty long. All right. If you're talking about 5 minutes, then we're talking about maybe a good minute to a 5 minute song will probably take an average, a minute to a minute and a half, somewhere around there. Okay. Sometimes it will take earlier, quicker than that, depending on your whatever system, the operating system you're on. All right, so that is that. If you need to bounce quick tracks, for instance, you do a quick track, you need to send to a radio station. You guys see I have this set to 128. This is what I find works best for me. Here's the reason why. I send a lot of stuff to people on WhatsApp. I don't know if you guys know what WhatsApp is. It's an app that's like texting. Basically, if you're trying to send an audio to somebody online, you need it to send. So if you are bouncing high, what you want is you want to bounce high in MP3. However, if you're trying to send it to people, you're going to have an issue. So what I find as my sweet spot is 128. I've tried with 64. 64 is perfect. However, it's just too bad. So I want to find the highest possible that I can send, and 128 works best for me. So if you are somebody who's trying to figure out which one will work for me, guess what? 128 worked for me. All right, so use that 128, you'll be fine, and bounce on 128, you'll be able to send it, no problem. All right, so that's how that works. Now you don't need to mess with any of these here. Just leave everything factory how it is. All right, and you guys understand how this works. All right, I hope I covered everything. Yeah, so that MP3, if you want to do AAC and other format, please do that. By all means, I don't do that. I always work in PCM and MP3, and I never bounce my songs directly to the song, but to a CD or DVD. But you can do that. I don't do that. I keep everything to PCM and MP3. So that's all I do. If I need to convert to ACC because it's a smaller file, so I'll do that. But I mean, PCM MP3 has been working for me. I don't have any problem with that. So that's how bouncing works with Logic, in case you are wondering. So, in case you are wondering how to bounce as well. I don't know if you have any questions. I don't know if anybody's watching live right now and you have a question, you can drop it. If I see it, I will cover it. Guys, I'm so sorry. I did not even put my screen up for you guys. So I guess I'll have to kind of cover everything again for you. Let me just rush through it. All right. So that's what I was talking about. Okay. I didn't have my screen up for you guys. Like I said, there's a lot going on right now. So let's bear with me. Let me go through it real quick. All right. The audio, this is what I was talking about. Make sure it's in PreSonus mode. All right. Your buffer size, set it to wherever is good for you at. Usually 256, 120. 256 is fine. I leave mine at 512 for whatever reason. For my own reasons. All right. Recording delay, that's what I was talking about. If you want your voice to be on time, keep it at 0. If you do anything else, you can have your voice coming in at a wrong time, whatever. So work on that. And just have these presets set to a place that it will be a sweet spot, something that will work for you. And that's all I talked about for that section. And I talked about the general. No, I didn't talk about general. I talked about the audio device. That's all there was to that. And I was just, saying whatever else I was saying. So, and then the bouncing. There you go. Bouncing. So if you bouncing a track, you come right here, you bounce it. All right. First off, you guys understand how all this stuff works, right? It works from the beginning to the end. If you highlight something, the numbers will change. If you want it to a specific place, just change the digits in here, and it'll bounce whatever you send. Usually, I don't mess with this. I just bounce whatever I'm gonna do, or loop it, and it'll bounce whatever I have looped. All right. And this is something about PCM mode. You want to be on wave all the time. or AIF all the time. Whatever you want to do for your mastering, you do that. Keep all these the same. That's what I was talking about. So in case you want to see what window I was in, and I was talking about dithering, this is what I'm talking about. Whatever I said for dithering, that's what I'm saying. Bounce without dithering if you know what you're doing and you are mixing right. And unless if you're looking for a specific sound, then you go for dithering. But please keep it on none so that your sound can be as close to your mix. As simple as that. MP3, that's what I'm talking about. I keep mine at 128. Like I said, 320 is where you want to be at to have the highest possible resolution. 320 for both. However, I keep mine at 128 because when you are sending it to phone devices, like like I said, I use an app called WhatsApp. I even send it to my email and email it back to some of the team members. I gotta do it this way. So this is why I keep it on 128, so I'm able to do all this stuff. So that's what I was talking about. Keep everything the same here. Real time offline. That's what I was talking about. So I know you guys that use Logic understand all this. I just want to show you what window I was in. Okay. Now, as far as instrument tracks, let's come to the let's get going. All right, we're in an instrument track right here. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm gonna now bring actual Logic. I'm actually gonna bring well, you guys can see. So yeah, you guys can see. Yeah, that's fine. Let me keep it this way. I actually have Logic as a separate track. Let's just say, let me go over that for you guys. All right, so you guys can see. If I wanted to do a screenshot, I just want to explain it so you guys got it. All right, a screenshot, I would have to come right here. If I wanted to do Logic as a separate, first off, I need to have Logic running in the background. I cannot minimize it down here. It's not going to show up. So have it in the background, okay? If I want Logic to come, I'll come to new. All right. If I come to new, I can call it Logic. Logic for my name. All right. I need to be in window to be able to get that. You see how it says capture video? Obviously, you want to capture video. It says show cursor. If you don't want to show cursor, you guys can see my cursor all around. If I click on show cursor, obviously, you won't see it. But if I click show cursor, guess what? You see it. All right. So it's up to you, whatever you want to do. All right. So come in window. Gamers, most of them are in window or game. Select window. Sometimes you might want to refresh so you get everything. Logic. So once I do that, it's going to just select Logic and I do it. So now guess what? When I come in here, Logic is going to be set as a shot. And now, remember what I was talking about? Same thing. If you brought an artist video in your thing, that's what you'd have to do. Scale it by the X rotation, Y rotation. I just keep it same because it's pretty proportional. If you want to zoom into a certain part, just go ahead and do that, all right? But you probably want you will probably want to show as much information as possible. So let's just say this is the shot, all right? This is really not a shot, but let's just say this is the shot, okay? That's what I'll do. By the way, you guys see the notes moving because my hands are on the piano. All right, so that's why. All right, so that's how Logic works. Now, if I wanted to bring in my shot of myself, I can come here, which I need to go back to the other screen so you guys can see this. So let me go back to the other screen. All right, so you guys can see me now. All right, if I was using, let's just say I was using Logic, okay? If I was using Logic and I wanted to add my video shot to Logic, right now you see Logic is set for the sound to come. All right. So now what I would have to do is click it so that I'm not having double sounds and just come right here and just go to my loopback device because Logic is part of the loopback devices. Remember that, right? Logic is part of the loopback devices. Exactly, right? So we don't need to do it again. We just keep it right there so that whatever plays in Logic will come in the loopback system and it'll play. So I can turn that off. Now what I need to do is come right here and add my shot. So what I'll do is I'll come here. I'll come to my studio. All right, obviously it's too big. It's covering it. So what would I have to do? I would have to make it small and put myself in a little corner. Okay, so as simple as that, guys. Not hard. Now, that's one way to do it. One way to do it. If you want to do it like that, you have your shot. All right. If you want to make it bigger, you make it bigger. You want to cover the whole screen? Cover the whole screen. What's the point of your lesson? All right, whatever you want to do, you do it that way. Like if you need to crop it out a little bit, like all right, I need to crop just a section of me. All right, bam, bam. Whatever you have to do it. Whatever you have to do, cut your head off, do whatever you want. All right, guys. So that's all you gotta do. Um, let's see. You take that off. Guess what? The Ultra Studio has its own internal sound. So guess what you have to do? Turn that off too. So you got to remember this a lot. Remember, this is the only sound. Don't want sound on top of sound. That's where you get all those distortions. So make sure you have sounds turned off. The other thing I didn't mention, I'll talk about is the audio mixer, which you don't really need to mess with it. Usually, it's good for people that don't have what some of us have. Some of people use just the headphone and stuff like that, and USB microphones here. You probably want to be in here a lot and learn some stuff in here. I'm not going to cover it because it's not important for this. It's not appropriate for the lesson that we are doing. There's no point of me going over that part. All right. So you do that. You can take it off. You can take it off. You can take it off. Delete the shot. So this is how you can do Logic. All right. So guess what? I don't want you guys to see me while I'm in Logic. I'm just going to be talking to you guys. So that way it's easier. So right now, you guys should be able to see whatever I do on my computer. If I go to the internet, you guys should be able to do whatever. All right. So let me go to here. Let me have everything else off so that way we have more. Because right now, by the way, my universal control for my for the personas. I'm sure those of you guys know. All right. So with Logic, there you go. All right, so with Logic, I have my boutique instrument on, which is one of those drum machines. So whatever I play, you guys should be able to hear it in Wirecast. If I play a kick, all right, so we're going to make a beat. All right, so right now, let's figure out what tempo we want. We'll have it to 120. I can guarantee you I want somewhere in 75. So let me take it as much, somewhere around 75. I can guarantee you that's somewhere I want it. So first off, in order for you to do a project, you do everything that we talked about, from checking your audio preferences in Logic. And the first thing that you do, which I always miss, 1, find your tempo. 2, find your key. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to do everything in C. All right, so it's fine. But that's something I'm always struggling with. I never remember, and I always do a project because I just want to get straight to it. And I remember later, oh, what key was this in? And I'm struggling. All right, so please find your key. All right, you might not see a G sharp, but if you don't see a G sharp, guess where the G sharp is? Bam. All right, so guys, just learn. You're gonna have to know your notes to do that part. And stuff like. All right, let's get straight to the point. Let's do something basic. We want to make sure you can do. So basically, what I'm doing here is to help teachers, people who want to teach people how to program songs. They want to teach people how to program songs. Do it. So let me go back to my live thing. Make sure you guys are able to see everything. I want to make sure you guys are good. You guys can see everything.
Hey, see? It's with these people, man. Lemonade.
Okay, there you go.
You guys are good. You guys can see everything.
There you go. Perfect. You guys hear my voice, right? All right. So I just want to make sure you guys are good and can see everything. All right. So here we go. So let's try and program some things. So let's just say you are doing a Logic session. You are making a trap beat, whatever. I don't make all that stuff. I just do strictly gospel, all about Jesus Christ. All right. So if you're a gospel musician and you need some help, hook up, please contact me and we'll take care of you. We are all about the kingdom business. We are promoting the kingdom of God. And we believe that whatever you do on this earth, it should bring glory to God. Because at the end of the day, you have a place to go. When you die, you have a place to go. Some people say, hey, what if you are serving God and it's that stuff is all not true and he doesn't come and nothing was ever true. Well, I always say it's better saved than never. It's better for you to live that life than to find out later that, oh shoot, I should have listened and you don't have that opportunity. So please get your life right with God. I had it's a dear friend who just died this morning, well, yesterday morning. It's crazy. So it's not easy. So guys, make sure you're living a life that glorifies God, so that God can continue taking care of you, your family, and your future and everything. So that one day you find yourself in a good place. Because guess what? Heaven is real and hell is very, very, very real. All right. What am I talking about? I'm talking to you about all this. If it wasn't for Christ, I wouldn't be here talking to you. So if that disturbs anyone, please, maybe that's not a channel for you. Anybody that's on my channel knows we are all about Christ, and that's why it's called Live for Christ Networks. It's a Live for Christ movement, all about Jesus Christ. But we want to use this platform to also give you wisdom, insight, and teach you everything we got, because it's the love of God that moves us. It's not any money you paid us or somebody paid us. It's the love of God, the love that God, you know, has given unto us and paying all our debts for us, you know. So make sure that you are living a life that glorifies God. Our motto is to live as Christ and to die as gain. It's what you're living for, wherefore Christ died for many years ago. So if you are sleeping around with a man, if you that you shouldn't be sleeping with, or sleeping around with a girl that you shouldn't be sleeping with, hey, you need to think about it twice, buddy. That is not what you should be doing. You need to be living a life that glorifies God. All right. So, anyways, let's get straight to the point. Once again, your brother Stan KB Usu of God for KB Ministries and Live for Christ Movement here in Live for Christ Multimedia Studios. We are getting to logic right now. Let me put it on the screen what we have covered so far, so people who didn't know what we talk about, are up to date. So this is what we talked about. We talked about we covered radio and TV broadcasting, telestream, Wirecast setup, audio visual configuration, which is I actually didn't do the visual part of this, but I'll show you a little understanding so you understand what I'm talking about. All right, I did just the audio part of it. Loopback audio setup, we did it. We did the streaming source, whatever you want to do, whether it's Mixer, Loud, Slam, Broadcaster, whatever you want to do, you do that. We talked about that. Now we're just doing some logic programming for people that like to do video lessons, or people that just want to see themselves play and, go live. All right. So, anyways, that's all we're doing. My let me bring the whole screen up. Okay, that's my shot. Let me bring the whole screen up right here. All right. So you guys can see everything. Now, what I didn't talk about is the visual set, the visual configuration. All right. So with the Ultra Studio, basically once you plug it in, there are two main softwares you need to be going to. All right. As you guys can see right here, I have. All right. With this, let me turn the output sound down a little bit. All right. So with that, what you need to do is come to. These are the two main ones you're going to be in, which is something you'd have installed: the Blackmagic Express and the Blackmagic Utility. Now, the Blackmagic Express, I removed it from this one, I think. So when I open it, it's not going to open. But at least, first thing you want to do, come to Utility. All right. Once you come to Utility, watch what happens. All right. This Utility. It detects it. If it wasn't correctly done, it wouldn't detect it. So this is where you need to make sure that you are configuring it as an HDMI and all that type stuff. So that way it can pick it up. Because if it doesn't, you're not going to be able to see it in Wirecast. Then you would need to come to Blackmagic Express and make sure you go to the properties and set it to the right resolution. If it's not at the right resolution, it's not. For instance, this thing says 1080i, and if I go and do a 720, it's not going to come. So you need to make sure you're configuring it right, because once you configure it right, then it's going to show up in here. Obviously, because I've done it on this computer already, so every time I come, it's just picking it up. So that's how it works. All right. So that's all for the visual configuration for those of you guys that maybe missed it. All right, so let's get back to logic and let's get going. Let me close this so we can get more breathing room. You guys see I keep sending live. I want to make sure we have the right show live. That's why I keep doing that. All right, but you don't need to be doing that every single time. All right, so with the boutique, let's get a beat going. So first off, let's make sure our let's go to our metronome settings. Let's set the playback to have a metronome. just because I want to hear the tempo. Right? Remember I told you I knew it was gonna be 75. Once you do it a lot, you know all this stuff. All right. So, anyways, let's get going. I'm gonna make a random beat and let's just get some going so we can check live, make sure it came nice and whatever. All right. So I'm gonna make a beat. All right. I played the wrong note. Let me. You can always fix that. All right. Okay. Let's do it again. One more time. All right. So obviously, you guys know why I'm struggling, right? Obviously, I'm hearing the audio as the stream. So obviously, there's a slight delay. So I'm not able to feel comfortable. All right, let's just keep it right there. All right, I'm just gonna click on. I'm gonna click the bottom Q on my keyboard. Guess what happens? Watch this. You can come right here. First off, you can double click it. Come in here, select it, and click Q, or come in here and quantize the notes, which it says Q right there. You can do it that way, or simply click on it and watch what happens. It says quantization of. I'm gonna click a Q. Watch what happens. Well, first off, I can't use a Q just yet because I don't have something selected yet. So right now I'm gonna do 1/16. All right. So now if I do 1/16, watch what happens. Okay, it's quantized. If I take it off, watch what happens to the notes down here. When I take it off, you see, when I put it on, it's like that. So first off, you need to find the right timing. It's not everything that's 1/16. Okay. Anyways, let's just say this is a good beat. All right, because all right. This is not a good beat. There you go. This is more like a beat. You see now I click the Q. You saw what happened because I already clicked 1/16 before. So when you click the Q, it's gonna pick it's gonna pick the common thing that you've been using. So when I click the Q, watch what happens. Oh man. Anyways, it should do that. All right. I'm sure the stream has something to do with it. But anyways, once you click the Q, it will go there. If you do it, you'll see it. All right. So I have something going. Let's loop it out a little bit. All right. Let's just play some random chords. I'm gonna play some random chords. We just want to make sure we can get something streaming. So something like that. Let's just keep it simple because we don't need to spend all day on this stuff. You can choose to quantize some stuff. You can choose not to quantize some stuff. It's up to you. All right. All right. So just like some guitar, I'm gonna play some strings. All right, so obviously I want something that is a more of a higher pitch. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come more in the high pitches. I need more room on my short keyboard. All right, let's try it again. All right, something like that. All right, I don't want to spend all day on this. All right, I don't want to spend all day trying to figure this out. So I'm gonna cut it short right there. All right. So guys, we have that going. You guys see I have the electric piano loaded up. So let's get that going too. I'm gonna do that one again. Another thing I'm going to talk about, guys. Once you plan, you want to make sure you use a sustain if you want you want your notes to really flow. All right. So like for me, I'm not using my sustain. Obviously, if you guys can see my camera, let me bring myself up so I can show you what I'm talking about. So if you guys can see my camera, I'm using this small keyboard right here, and I have this other keyboards here, and I have my sustain connected on this side because this is the main keyboard we use most of the times. You know, so I'm gonna use this, you know, you to sustain your notes. Think about. Guess what? We're using Logic, and guess what's happening? A lot of work on it. All right. So you guys have to be aware of all these things that we're talking about, or I'm talking about. All right. So let's come back to Logic, and let's get two more going, and we just do a bass, and we'll be done. Sorry about that. All right. So you guys see the screen. So let me get Logic back up. All right, and let's get going. All right, let's just take that. All right. All right, we're just gonna take that. just for the purpose of us understanding the basic fundamentals. That's all. The basic fundamentals of you know streaming. Not really. I'm not leaning on the programming side of this for this video. More towards the programming. All right, so guys, I'm gonna do a baseline and we're gonna call it a night, a day, whatever time you're watching these videos. Right now, it's midnight right now here on my end, Eastern Standard Time. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, let's do this. So you got to play right notes, right? Obviously, I'm just playing around. All right, let's just take that. All right, I don't have time to be wasting, so let's take that. All right, so we take that, we loop it out, and guess what? We have something that we played, and the whole idea being you can teach your lessons, whatever you do. If you want to do stuff that people be doing on YouTube, teaching lessons, yeah, that's why they do it. They don't do it this way. They do the QuickTime way. Remember, I showed you QuickTime. So they will do this and they'll screenshot it, they'll edit it, make sure. At the same time, that's what they will do in Logic. They will create an audio track. So for instance, I'll create an audio track, then I'll set it to my mixer, and then I'll just record out, and then they will bounce it. They will bounce it back and they'll put it on their video. So that's what they do. So in case you are wondering, yeah, that's what happens. All right. So that's another thing you can do, or you can do it directly the the audio recording in. Let me show you guys. All right. So you see QuickTime is right here. All right. All right. So in QuickTime is right here. You have the option to do an audio recording, which when you click on it, it will give you an audio thing where you'll be able to record your audio. You see, I'm talking and it's picking up. It's probably picking up from here, but usually you'll be able to select, you should be able to select whatever input device you want to use. Um, which I mean, I don't even use it, but you should be able to do that. There you go. In the arrow, you see, just pick whatever you want to use and you just do that. I don't need to do that. Okay. And if you want to do a screenshot, same thing. You do that, and the moment you click on it, you start recording, click on the screen, it will start recording. So I don't need to do that as well. All right. So that's what most people do. But this one, I'm doing it live so you can understand what goes on, Um, I'm giving you a live feel. So, anyways, that's what you do. This is what we have so far. I'm gonna actually add one more track just because I wanna be weird. All right. All right. Let me just add some type of synth. I love synths. This what happens when you're being lazy and you don't want to go through. You don't want to go through all the scents. I might as well do that. Anyways, whatever. Let me get it right now. Yeah, let me see this. And obviously, you gotta find something that works well for whatever you're doing, right? So let's say I take this sound. I can click on B, right? You guys see B, and I can use the cutoff to take a little bit of the wow type sound out. Whatever I want to do, you can mess with it, tweak it. You do whatever you want to do, whatever sound you want. Everyone have different ears. All right, let's just say I want that. All right, I'm just gonna play something random. And you just go through it. So I just want to give us the idea. Obviously, you're not gonna, you're gonna take your time and you do it. So, anyways, as far as mixing goes, all right, I'm kind of trying to touch a little bit on everything to help people out. Okay. So one of the things I like to do is I like to zero out everything. So right now I'm done with my keyboard. I'm gonna turn it off. And obviously, it's going to give you the note saying it's off. Probably because I'm sharing the screen, it didn't show it. All right. So, anyways, all right. Yeah. So you guys see what's going on here. Now you're not going to hear anything. All right. So I can take off the metronome. So I just want to give you guys an idea of some of my ways that I like to mix. All right. So the song is playing, but you don't hear anything. So first off, the drums is the most important. Bring it up to a good level. The idea is you don't want to be in the reds. You don't want to be in the reds. Bring the most important thing up first. I think the guitar is pretty important. I think the keyboard is pretty important too. The next thing is the strings. You don't want the strings to overshadow all of them, so you want the strings to be in there to give it a warm feel. gonna battle with it. You don't want it to battle. You want it to be in there just to give it a warm feel. All right, that's not bad. Keep it like that. I think the bass is important. The bass, I usually would do that with a kick most times to make sure it's not overshadowing the kick. Make sure it sounds close to the kick. All right, let's just stick it like that. Let's see. All right, let's bring the lead, synth lead in. Synth lead, same thing. You don't want to be too loud. You want it to be in the mix, kind of like the strings. You want to make sure you can hear the synth lead in the mix of the strings. So, let's go back. All right. The synth lead needs to be somewhere close to the strings in something like this that I've done. Every mix will be different. All right. So now let's listen to the whole thing. Let's see how it sounds versus the first time. You see, it's even at negative 10. And where you want it to be is somewhere in -2, -3 area. You know, so at this point, I can probably select all of it and bring it up a little bit more. All right, and you want to sing a song on it? Just drop your voice there. Drop on some voice there. You know, I'm not gonna do anything obviously, but if I wanted to, you know, I'd come here, and I'm not gonna bring my mic obviously because I'm using the mic to talk to you guys. So if I do that, what's gonna happen is, problems. All right, so keep it simple. Stick to the basics. So right here. All right. That's it. If I don't want to use my mic, I would have to deactivate it from the Loopback and bring it into Logic, and then I'll be able to use it. So that's how you'll be able to do stuff in Logic. So that way, you don't put so much work on your system. You know. You want to drop your voice on there? So obviously my voice is bad. All right. So you come. Whatever you want to do on it, you know, record whatever, have fun. All right, hey guys, it's life. Have fun. Just allow the Lord to lead your steps and other steps. I don't say we don't need that. Let me see what else we didn't cover. I want to make sure we have covered everything. All right. So guys, let me put this thing back on the screen in case you are wondering where we have gone over. We have gone over everything you see on the screen right here, from broadcasting, from the TV standpoint to the radio standpoint, and even to programming. All right. So that's all we've covered. And that is a big thing for a lot of people to acknowledge. Guess what? Once we closed everything, look where it's back at 61. It's feeling free now. All right, there you go. All right, so guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Once again, I'm your brother Stein KB Owusu. I just love to do the work of God and just come. So